Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and let's do something different. Let's make lemonade out of lemons, right? So the situation is I have a 2022 Chevy Silverado. It's a 2500. I have the Duramax diesel and a 10-speed transmission in this LTZ package. But I'm a very limited time frame with this truck. I have it only a couple days because I'm leaving this weekend, and the weather while I have this truck is just downright nasty. So we're currently dealing with a high wind warning, northwest winds 40 to 50 mile per hour with gusts up to 70 miles per hour. You're going to have that throughout the evening, and the next couple of days it's going to be windy, maybe a little bit warmer, but you know, I can't pull a camper with this truck because 70 miles an hour winds, not doing that, and the camper's in the shop. I can't really off-road with this truck because, well, all you would see is dust clouds. You wouldn't see the truck. So I thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something absolutely crazy. I'm gonna drive 50 miles right into the beast of the wind, and I'm gonna drive 50 miles back. Let's see what the fuel economy is in probably the worst driving conditions I can fathom. You know, this wind with this high of a truck, with this much of a front grille that people make a lot of talk about as far as being so big, it should be a massive aerodynamic problem for fuel economy. So I was like, you know what, let's do that. I've driven downtown about 5 miles now. I'll go ahead and subtract that when I do the hand calculation. I'm going to drive up, get lunch, drive back, whatever the case is going to be. We'll stop and get some diesel when we're done, and I'll tell you the number. Meanwhile, when the weather turns nice on Friday, I'll insert some video. I'll show you the exterior. It's a really nice color, and I'll show you the interior. But, let's go ahead and get down the road and battle the winds, because it should be an entertaining drive. All right, that turnaround spot, I am pretty happy with this. 13.9. That's pretty outstanding. The driving is, like I said, spirited. The wind's blowing like crazy. I did turn on the lane departure assist or alert. I don't know if it's alert. I hope it like lets me get in the lane a little better. A little autonomous driving would be helpful today. Some trucks have it where they have lane centering assist, keeping the lane a little bit better, and I wish this truck had a little more safety gear on that because it does get tiring battling the wind the whole time. But yeah, 13.9. Let's turn around, flip it around, and head back to town. Oh my gosh, I have a day where it's not blowing 70 miles an hour, and I have one day, or one few hours. Gee, many Christmas. Let's check out this 2022 Chevy Silverado. It is a beautiful, it's a greenstone metallic, and even my neighbors have been stopping by. They've been asking questions about the color. It just is a really sharp color. I'm gonna get a little closer to it. And it's one of those colors, you know, where you get the metallic in there, and then when it gets darker, it looks, you know, more like this at night, and then this during the day. And so it's one of those really cool colors. I really like it. I got toe hooks up front, got the chrome there. Interestingly, I shot a video the other day of a 2020 or 2011 2500 versus a 2022 2500, and the bumper height's the same. This is up just a few inches. So the cab is the biggest thing. The cab is raised, a lot more headroom in there, and because the cab's raised and the hood is still sloped, you do have some really good visibility. The A-pillar is actually smaller. I'll show you that in a minute. It kind of gives people, it's like, it's so big I can't see out of it. But you have all these parking sensors for pedestrians. You have radar, you have the stuff, radar cruise control up there in the top of the mirror. You have all these 360-degree cameras, and then you have this, have a really small A-pillar. And the mirror is out of the way too, but we'll talk more about that. Some good years on here. They are R20s, 265 R20s. Sort of a beefy tire. I can tell you, I drove up on this road here, and I'll show you a little bit. It was hitting pretty hard. This isn't the smoothest riding truck. Z71, which means I have your skid plates, I have your Rancho shocks in the back. On the side, I have the keyless entry. You can use your key to fob, it goes in and out. Now, this is the big change happened a couple years ago. You can see where they didn't use a triangle. They put this down here. You got a lot of reinforcements here to keep this big mirror up here. But the nice part is, you can see over top of it from the cabin, which again, we'll get to in a minute. I do have the crew cab. I do have some running boards on this particular model. That is a dealer accessory as well. Now we have the greatest invention since sliced bread, the side step, because this is Bermuda Triangle. Everything you want in your bed of your truck goes right back there, every single time. So at this, you can put your footer right there, hop in and get to it. I do have the diesel, so I have the DEF hookup and the diesel hookup together, which is convenient. The back you can see the red Rancho shocks, and we have the rear end, all those big leaf springs. On the side, we have the big boot holder. This is like for a 14-inch boot. Yeah. I don't wear a size 14, sorry. We have some rear parking space sensors. This is like a part they added. There's some conversation where that part came from, but it's a part on this truck that stops this tailgate from coming down and doing its multi-position tailgate when you have a ball in. So if I drop this and I had a ball, it would stop that. It stops that from doing that, so you're not going to damage your tailgate. This drops down. That comes out. You can add some speakers, play your tunes back here. I do have the fifth wheel hookup, which is interesting. It's just past the tire a little bit. And then the other hookups for like a, gooseneck, and then you have the fifth wheel hookup as well. So big bed, 6.5 foot bed back here. Come around this side. You see, yeah, just a nice look. Let's go, let me go on the other side. What am I doing? Oh, how big's the exhaust? Yeah, I love those big diesel exhausts. I want to, why should I use passenger side? Let's try driver's side. Let's open these doors up. So open the doors. One of the things I do like is, how will they close? That's a solid closing door. I have an old Chevy pickup. The doors don't close well. I just always think of that now when I think of Chevy pickups. All right, we got both doors open. You can see it is kind of a climb to get in here. It is quite a, for me, it's a big step up. My neighbor who's 6'2" had a big step up getting in here too. These come up. You have some storage there. You can see my stuff back there. I had to go to the grocery store. So you have a kind of a flat loading floor. Little hump here, not bad. I have some AC vents, USBs, and I have a little, this is really interesting, this new trend. They're putting indentations up here for people who are taller. Their heads can fit right in the indentation. I like it. I like that a lot. The same thing happens here in the driver's side, and some people have talked about when you do the moonroof in here instead, or if you do ever do a panoramic moonroof, but they'll offer that in the future, hopefully. Sometimes it cuts down headroom because the way it sits. This is probably better for headroom. We have fake wood here, and then, all right, hopping inside, and I gotta correct myself earlier. I had said this was a 2022 limited. Well, folks, made a mistake. Here's the deal. The 1500 got refreshed 2022. I believe the 2023 model year will have the new heavy-duty interior. So we'll put some footage on the screen still of the 2022 1500 refreshed interior, so you can see comparisons. But this is the 2022. This has got all this kind of stuff. This is the a bit older style, smaller screen. This is the problem with that screen, is when you, not really when you start it up, but when you try to use, let me get the door. When you try to use the cameras, it's such a small screen. The camera view is much better in the bigger screen, and so you can see this a lot better when the screen is much bigger. That's your big advantage when you go that way. And so it's telling me inner tailgate's open. Yes, I'm all aware of what's going on. So down here we have the piano keys, like we always had, exhaust brake, lane departure, parking sensors, which are important when it gets dirty, drop tailgate, and we have the hazard lights, and then we have the traction control off, the plug in the bed you can turn on and off, and this is downhill assist control. You're going down a deep decline, it's almost like cruise control going down the hill. Yeah, just press the button. It's great. And I do have the sometimes controversial, the camera here. I like it. It's a camera that's right on top of the bezel, on top of the window. So the only downside of that camera that I've learned is if you do put a topper on your truck, it goes away because you're gonna cover it up. So that's what's going on. Let me go ahead and go for a little drive down dirt road since I had some time, and I'll put some footage on the screen. Talk to you about off-road driving, but I can tell you that it's kind of hard. It was like. All right, I want to talk about two more things before I forget. Number one, this isn't your old diesel. It's pretty quiet, actually. You know, considering a 6.6 liter V8, it's pretty quiet overall. Second thing, look at the payload. Payload on this truck is going to be right here. It's 3,063 pounds, and what's cool about GM trucks is they have this trailering sticker to make sure you're towing correctly. I have the GVWR, GCWR, so gross weight rating, gross combined weight rating, the rear axle weight rating, curb weight is 8,266 pounds, max payload is 3,604 pounds. Wow, I can talk today. Conventional towing is 18,500 pounds, max tongue weight's 1,850, so 10%. Looking at your goosenecks, 1,850. Max tongue weight is 2,775. right? Then you have the VIN, which is cool to have down here as well. And you have the gross vehicle weight, gross axle weight rating in front, gross axle weight in the rear, and rear gross axle weighting. I guess numbers are a little bit different. Interesting. It's the same number. And we have the tire size there as well. So lots of good information that comes straight from the factory, which is pretty darn convenient. I wish more brands would do that. It's just a good idea. Good common sense idea. Like I said, I was driving in and I was still surprised how hard it was hitting, because usually independent front suspension, but these are big tires, so, and it's a stiff truck, right? 3/4 ton. You're going to have your heavier frame and your stiffer suspension for towing, stuff like that. But yeah, I was like, okay. and I guess what I need to say too is I'm not complaining about it. It's not bad. I'm just saying in comparison to other trucks. This is the key. So this pivot, boom, leaves ruts in the ground, which can kind of, well, hurt getting over them in certain trucks, because it does go ba-boom. And I don't expect the farmer to fill them in, because he doesn't care. He's just gonna run this pivot. That's his business. But yeah, just go, then you slow, then you almost come to a stop, and then you go over top of them, and then you so much fun being in the country. Nice part of this truck is I have skid plates, I have wrencher shocks, I got tons of ground clearance, so I really don't care where I go. I'm gonna get over whatever's going my way. People always ask me about visibility in big full-size trucks, or actually heavy duties, how tall they've gotten. You can see out. This A-pillar is pretty narrow, and the way those mirrors are down, you can actually see out pretty darn well. And the hood is sloped down, right? So as you're sitting up taller, you can see over all that stuff. And I'd say visibility is really good, even though the truck has gotten taller, because you have basically what's happened here is the truck cab has gotten taller, more headroom for taller guys, not me. And what the byproduct of that is you can see a little higher, you can see a little bit better over vehicles. So it's the whole idea of a lifted truck, where people lift their trucks, you can see a little bit better because it's a little bit taller off the ground. Same idea is happening here, in that this taller truck with the narrow A-pillar has pretty good visibility. And with all the sensors on the front and the camera, 360-degree camera, that kind of stuff, pedestrians, it's really hard to hit anything in this truck without the truck like going nuts and going crazy and throwing out alerts and stuff. It's just, that's what it's gonna do. Just filled up, I think. Diesel foams, which I've learned recently, and I waited a good 30 seconds, I put some more in, I waited another 35-40 seconds, put some more in, so I did what I could. The screen says went 95 miles, remember I already told you I went 105 miles, so it's 100 miles or so. 17.6 is on the number. Let's see if the math comes out. I doubt it. We'll see if the math comes out. I have 100 miles divided by 6.797 gallons, 14.7. Yeah, I will get better at doing the hand calculations with diesels with the diesel fuel. Just kind of a problem with the foam and everything going on, gas station stuff. And so 17.6. So basically I gained 4 miles per gallon by driving with the wind in my back, which is what I expected. That's still pretty good fuel economy for this size of truck and this big of a vehicle, as you saw on the screen. And so I'm gonna go home and warm up and get out of this God-blessed wind. So for more, check this video out over here, website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.